So welcome to another episode of Talk of the Lane. I'm here with Paul and Gavin. How are you doing tonight, lads?
Good.
Not too bad, been better.
So obviously we're off the back of, can I say a performance at Ellen Road against Leeds on Saturday? Or how do you want to explain it?
Performance is a strong word, but I didn't see many performances out there, to be honest.
I thought it was a shambles, to be fair. Like, Leeds peppered us. You know what I mean? Like, considering we were meant to be challenging for top four, I still had a hope. I thought, yeah, Saturday's performance, I thought it was awful.
I think it's frustrating as well. Obviously, when you see other teams around us drop points, like Leicester go and have that result, and you think, right, then, yeah, there's an opportunity. West Ham have dropped points after us, obviously, but you think it's the time where we can actually put in a performance, get the 3 points, and actually put ourselves in the mix as serious contenders. And yeah, we can't even say we blew it because we didn't even turn up.
No, I think it shows the difference between a fit squad, number one, an organised squad. Like Bielsa's got them well organised. Everyone knows exactly what they're doing. They fight for every second ball. And when you're looking at levels of desire, us compared to them, there's no competition, man. There's literally nothing. Like they wanted it. They're mid-table. We should want it more than them. But if you look at every challenge, every sprint, they wanted it more than us. End of the day.
Yeah, they were up for it. From minute one, they were up for it. And we just looked like we was on holiday, man. You know, like the players had enough. It's been a long season, and they just wanted to go on holiday and just relax. You would not have thought we could have been that's a team that could potentially challenge the top four. No way. We was way off it in all positions, and even the formation. Like, I understand he started Bell, Son, Kane, and Dele, but the midfield, there was basically no midfield. It was just Holberg in there with Lascelles just trying, and it did not work for me. And I think we should have changed it. But Mason, for me, this just proved he's not ready to be full-time manager.
So what's your thoughts on this, Lascelles over Ndombele for the last couple of games?
Boy, I'd rather Ndombele in there personally. He's good on the ball, and he always goes forward, and he's an attacking threat, if you know what I mean. Like, if you think
I agree.
He's wading with a few goals this season, a few assists. He plays balls that most midfielders wouldn't try. So it is baffling that all of a sudden, since Jose's gone, he's not started one game. So
yeah, I agree.
I find that strange.
I thought Dele looked promising. First half looked promising. He got his assist, and it seemed as if he's getting back in the swing of things. But then obviously you can't really tell whether it's because of the team performance that an individual's performance drops, or whether it's just Dele had a good 20 minutes in the first half and went back to what we've seen for a lot of last season, a lot of this season from him.
Plus, in Dele's defence, he hasn't played a lot of football this year. So good, strong 45 minutes. And he had energy, to be fair. He was one of the few in the first half that was moving. I think it all just caught up with him in that second half. And like you said, the team started, performing badly or not performing. I mean, I think it's hard for him with his fitness levels. I don't think he had enough in him to pick up the whole team.
Yeah. Especially playing against someone like Leeds. Like, I see some on social media. You see that they do some training. Well, I don't know how true it is, but they do some training called murder ball. And it's literally 20 minutes, 25-minute games where you're not stopping. You're non-stop sprinting. And they say that they record more sprints in 20 minutes of that training than most players do in a Premier League football match.
Yeah, I've heard of something. Yeah, I've heard of something like that, yeah.
It shows a kind of athleticism you're up against when you do play a Leeds side. Like, they might be quite open, but they're going to get you on a counter. They're going to be attacking you. You're in for a game when you do play them.
Yeah, and that's all Bielsa, man. That's his style of training. It's like when Pochettino first came to Tottenham, you had all the Southampton players coming out and saying, you need 4 lungs to play for this guy. I've never been as fit as this. And Poch is from the school of Bielsa anyway, so he is like his godfather anyway. And it's just evident now. You can see the fitness levels. We're nowhere near it.
Yeah. Do you think we would have got a better performance out of the squad if Jose was in charge at Leeds? Do you think he would have been a tighter game? Do you think we would have been able to nick a goal and sit back, or do you reckon it would have just been more of the same?
I think it would have been a tighter game because of the way Jose sets up. I'm not saying we're going to win the game, but we were very naive when you think of it. We had 4 attacking players on and just 2 centre midfielders. Like, it was too open. The game was too open for me. Like, and Leeds, as Paul said, they're going to be the fitter team. And second half, it just showed. It literally just showed. Then,
I'm not Jose's fan. I'm not a fan of Jose at all. But when you look at the home game, we were quite open and hit them on the break, and I think we beat them 3-0. So I'm not. I don't think we would have won under Jose because the team spirit had gone, and I think he'd lost the dressing room basically. But he might have got a result. But I'm still happy with second.
It seems again that, like what Jose said, it's always the basics that are letting us down.
Yeah.
When you look at that defensive display there for the goal, Dyer had the chance to clear it, basic clearance. Regulon had the chances to put it straight back out, but he sort of fumbled, was in 2 minds, nearly scored an own goal. And it's sort of like the same things that have been happening all season, really.
And Aurier kept getting beat on his side. Like every time a man came up against him, a cross came in the box. Like it's literally his job to stop crosses, and he couldn't do it.
The basics.
I think Dyer is not a centre back. Like fully, I did not want to see him playing at centre back again. Like Leeds was a final straw. There's too many incidents that, like you said, he let the ball go across. Okay, Regulon, even Rio said it. Just clear it. You're the first guy. Just clear it. I know. Okay, you're thinking, okay, no one's behind you. But you don't let the ball just go past. Yeah. And then the second one, the last goal with Bamford, you got to anticipate the ball might go to the near. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't let your man just. It's just. I don't want to.
Yeah, like Bamford's got good movement, but he didn't have to do much to get that goal, did he? Their second goal.
Exactly. Dyer stood still.
Yeah.
Dyer stood still and thought, oh, well, I'm going to block this bit. But it's just, to me, I don't want to see Dyer centre back. And that's the thing. The defence, I've always said Aurier is weak going. When they're getting attacked, Aurier is a weak link. Same with Regulon. They're only good going forward. So we need, that defence needs a big revamp.
So I'm not defending the performance at all. And I think we played awful. We deserve to lose. But what do you think about Harry Kane's goal that was given offside?
It's a goal. Like it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous now that how can they judge whether it's on or offside from that line?
The lines are touching. You couldn't even see the difference. The red and the blue line are together.
You can't. In that situation, I think realistically with VAR, they've got to just do it when it's a clear offside and you can see it, get involved. But when you can see it's that tight, surely the attacker's got to have the advantage like it used to be.
Well, it used to be daylight, isn't it? And now it's 0.00001 or something.
It's not even a keyhole, like, you know what I mean? It's so, the margin is small. The one thing, obviously, if we that had counted, we'd have been 2-0 up. The result probably might have been different. So that does change the game. But then also, we can't rely on a offside decision to make. You know what I mean? There's still 90 minutes of football.
Yeah, that's a Jose way. That's a Jose way where you lose a game playing poor, and you say, well, we had one chance in the 12th minute. If we had scored that, we'd have won. I agree. You can't say that. Like,
what did you think? That's like what Jose said. To me, it looked offside. The last one, the breakaway goal, and then that was given as a goal.
Yeah, I thought it was offside at first, but then when they changed the angle and they had the angle from more like the halfway line, it seemed as if it was more onside.
Yeah, that's the thing. We were just all over the place. So but the thing now, like you lot said, Europe. Will we get Europe? Do we want Europe?
I don't know.
That's
a tough one. Well, Champions League is definitely gone now, dead and buried. If it wasn't dead and buried before,
that's stale. I'm not even thinking of Champions League.
But it goes to show now Leicester are going to come out top 5, I think, because they still got United and Chelsea to play, and we go there last day of the season. So I think West Ham might sneak it. I think it's going to be West Ham and Chelsea.
But yeah, West Ham have started dropping points now. You never know. It could be it's getting to that business part of the season where they've got to make the results count. It seems if a few clubs have slipped up.
Yeah, and I think Leicester will get a result against Chelsea or Man U because they're worried about their cup finals now.
But they're away in both of those games. They're only home for our game.
Yeah, but I still think Leicester will get a result in one of them games because now they're going to start resting for they got Champions League final Chelsea, and Man U's got a Europa League final. So and they'll beat us anyway.
Final, though.
Huh?
Leicester got the FA Cup final as well to prepare for.
Yeah, but they'll beat us. I think Champions League for them is more important than FA Cup final at the moment. And I can see them beating us last over the season anyway. So
yeah, I can see that as well.
So I can't. And then I think West Ham, they're a few points off them. Still, they would have to win. I think two. If basically Leicester don't win a game again, they'd have to win both of their game, 2 out of their 3 games. And I can't. They went off the boil. They lost to Everton. So yeah,
Do you want Europe?
Huh?
Do you want Europe? Like as in Europa League, because obviously Champions League gone.
Yeah and no. My yeah is I want Europe if they guarantee us we're getting a manager next season. If they say we're keeping Mason, I don't want Europe.
We're going to talk about managers after. But yeah, I still want Europe. I like European football.
But Paul, with a good manager.
Yeah. I still think we're going to get
just concentrate on the league.
Yeah, but I can't see Mason being in for next season.
Boy.
I think the result on Saturday helped. I don't want to say it in a nasty way because Mason's been putting in an impossible job, but if Mason would have won all of his games up until the end of the season, Levy is the kind of manager that would say, we've got the manager there that we need. He's he might be the man for the job. So I'll bring him in. And the way he works, he'll think, I don't need to give Mason a lot of money. He hasn't proven himself for me to give him hundreds of millions to spend. Let him go in, let him do a job and see what he can do. But after that performance, I think that performance has put the nail in the coffin that we need a top quality manager to turn this around. I think Levy might have realised that as well, that it's not as easy as just put someone in. He got lucky with Poch. Jose obviously didn't work out. And then Mason he's put in there just to steady the ship. But we do need Europa as a club.
You want Europe as well, yeah?
Yeah, as a club, I think once you drop back in, it puts you back a few years. And the way that we spend as well, having that income not coming in also is just another reason for the board not to invest in the side.
But from a fan point of view, from like a romantic point of view, games in the evening, European games at White Hart Lane under the floodlights, they're good atmospheres. They're really good games. I do enjoy a European now.
I think.
Do you not?
Yeah, we're getting some technical difficulties there with you, Paul. There, but I think I know what you meant. You were saying that basically the romance of the Europa.
Yeah, just the European nights at White Hart Lane
under the lights and it's midweek game. Like you, is that what you were saying?
Yeah. Atmosphere's just cracking, isn't it? Europa League games.
Yeah. That as well. For the match going fans and you come home from work and you want to watch a game midweek, it is nice to be in Europe. Even the Europa games at White Hart Lane used to be enjoyable. Even when we were playing standard teams.
What I was trying to say, because of our squad at the moment has weakened, with Europe and the league, we struggle. We can't battle on both fronts. So what I was saying now, if we weren't in Europe, 38 games in the league, we'd finish in a higher position. Because
realistically, we're still probably not going to finish top 4 in the next season, the next 12 months. Like if a new guy comes in, it's going to take a little while. It's going to be another transition year, like we always seem to be in. So it's going to take a while for him to bring his players in, to set up a style of football. So I don't think in the next 12 months, top 4 is probably possible anyway.
True.
Yeah.
True. So yeah, well, we should get Europe with our remaining fixtures, but time will tell.
So our remaining fixtures, we've got Wolves at home, Villa at home, and Leicester away.
So Wolves and Villa, 2 points, and Leicester will be 0. So
we're getting 2 out of 9 points.
Nah, well, did you think we were going to lose like that on Saturday?
No, I thought we'd beat Leeds just because of the new bounce under Mason, and people seem to be a bit more
So
upbeat.
Wolves at home, you expect to win, right? Don't you?
Yeah.
But let's see what happens. I would not. If someone said here's £1,000, go bet on Spurs to beat Wolves. I don't think I confidently could do it.
I still think we'll beat Wolves. I think we might draw with Villa. But I think we'll beat Wolves at home.
The way we're playing, Paul, I don't know. I honestly don't know.
You don't really know who's going to turn up, because obviously against Southampton, we looked really like as if he's let them off the leash and they're going to actually start playing. On Saturday, we looked the same. We looked like very just slow, no actual urgency. Whether that's the way we set up, I heard a thing which on Twitter as well, a lot of people were getting onto Mason because he made a comment saying that, I think he got misquoted though. He said he's more, rather than worrying about the tactics of Leeds, he was more worried about what Spurs' tactics were and what they could do. So a lot of people were saying that he's very arrogant to sort of not play to Leeds' formation and tactics, kind of. I think he meant he was more worried about getting us to impose ourselves on the game rather than worrying about what Leeds are going to do as such.
I agree with the sentiment of that. Like, I know what he means, and
I think he's misquoted.
As a club that we think we're a top 4 club, you can't go to a mid-table team and say we're going to change our formation, we're going to change our style of play to combat them. You have to be confident that you're going to go in, play your style of football, and beat them. But obviously, it's not as easy as that, is it?
But what is our style?
What is our style of football?
This is my whole point. Like, we haven't got a style this season. We've literally been chopping, changing the whole season, or just so. What is our way of playing?
So I would say, obviously, barring the cup final where we just went ultra defensive, but City are a different kettle of fish. I would say what Mason's tried to do is on the lines of Pochettino. So a little bit of a high press, a little bit playing more forward, a little bit playing more attacking. That's what I think he's trying to implement. But obviously, with 3 Premier League games under your belt, it's hard to change a season's worth of mentality, isn't it?
Yeah, I agree. Once you're in that momentum is a funny thing in football. It's once you got that momentum, it's hard to break it, break routines and break and that build up momentum for a side.
Yeah, I just think if Saturday's game should give them a kick for when we play Wolves. You know what I mean? We should take it to Wolves. That's a game. If Mason comes out and say, "Oh, how are you going to line up against Wolves?" It's just be like, "No, we're going to take it to them." That's what I want to hear. You know what I mean? At home, last 3 games of the season, let's do something.
So, what's your quick prediction for Wolves?
Well, my heart prediction or my head?
Let's go with your head.
No, okay. 2-1 to us.
I'll take that. Ross?
You're being at home. I was thinking 1-0, but because we're at home, I don't. Maybe 2-0, 2-0, 2-1. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard. It's hard because we're so unpredictable. When you think we're predictable to an extent that we know that we're not going to get a result. But in terms of, you don't know who's going to come out. You don't know. It's so unpredictable whether we're going to be really lackluster or we're going to have a really good 20 minutes. So it's really weird to. It's one of the first seasons in a long while where I can't really predict game to game what's going to happen.
So the other thing I was going to mention, have you seen this stat about Bale, Kane and Son so far this season? Goal contributions, so goals and assists between them, is 104 for the season. The most successful trio ever in the Premier League history is Rooney, Ronaldo, Tevez, and they're on 107. Do you think they're going to pip them and become the most prolific trio?
Well, they must do. They've got 3 games left. We've got to get 3 or 4 goals or 3 or 4 assists
and win nothing. And we think they won. Didn't they win the Champions League that season?
It was around that year, wasn't it? Tevez when they done.
And what we're gonna have the best attacking threat for what?
So
8.
So just think, all we need is Sir Alex to come in and bring like David May with him, Gary Neville, someone like that, and shore up the defence, and we'll go and win the league this year.
It shows the winner.
We would have, yeah.
We've got it under control. Just need a good centre back.
If we'd won at Anfield, we would have won the league, innit, Paul?
You're lucky that wasn't on video.
I don't know what you're on about, Paul. Well,
that's our last subject for this evening. We were going to talk about any, I don't know, updates or any gossip anyone's heard about the new manager, or the lack of gossip. Has anyone heard anything?
Well, it seems as if it's just the same over and over again. When you look on Twitter and you go to the usual places, it's the usual names, and there's no real timeline. It keeps saying they're looking to appoint a manager before the end of the season, but yeah, there's nothing concrete, nothing but rumours. And
were Rodgers' favourite last on Sky Bet, or like he was favourite, odds on favourite still, or not odds on, I think it's 7-4, I can't remember, but he was a favourite. But
there's a lot of random names being linked, isn't there? Like I've seen in the last week, Inzaghi's been linked. Filippo Inzaghi.
Simone Inzaghi.
Simone Inzaghi, sorry. He's been linked. Sarri's still being linked. I can't really understand this.
I do not want Sarri. I can't do this ex-Arsenal, I'm not ex-Chelsea coaches and all that.
Yeah, we keep going down
enough route, don't we? Yeah.
Then Conte's been linked as well.
Yeah, no, forget Conte. I don't want him.
So English names that have been linked.
I've heard, obviously, probably from Dave down the pub, who sent a WhatsApp message, and it's complete made up. But the main rumor that I've heard is that Brendan Rodgers is in line to come, but they just want to get the cup final out of the way first. They don't want to announce anything. They don't want to put anything out there. But within the circles close, apparently he is interested, and they're keeping it very quiet.
Is that why he's favourite?
But you find that William Hill and the bookies, they're not. This is multi-million-pound business, so they do actually have people in there feeding them information. It's funny how when a manager does go there, you see their odds get slashed within like a week beforehand, because they know that someone lets it slip that something's happening, something's in the pipeline.
Yeah, Kieran Trippier probably.
Danny Rose. But then we were saying a week ago or 2 weeks ago, maybe Ten Hag was favourite, and we were going to have a meeting, and it was basically done. And Romano was saying, nearly here we go. And then 2 weeks later, Ten Hag's out the picture, and he signed a new contract extension.
Yeah, but maybe that's what pushed Levy to Rodgers more. Because Levy, once he wants to get his way, and you got to think, even though Leicester are better than us at the moment, it's the thing that if you can get Spurs winning in that stadium, you'd be one of the best managers in the world. You know what I mean? It's one of them challenges you want on your CV that I brought success to Spurs. You know what I mean? It's something like Leicester's good in that, but you're only going to go certain level. You know what I mean?
I agree, but then if I was Brendan, why would you want to work with Daniel Levy?
That's a big question for most managers.
It sounds like it's a proper good setup. It's a family-run business. He seems happy there. His family are settled. So my only thing is about Brendan. I want Brendan to come. I think he's a good manager, but I can't see him leaving a good setup to come and work with Levy.
No, but I think it's the Tottenham's got the history. It's not the Levy part so much. I think it's the history. Spurs is a big club.
Yeah,
definitely we're not a big club, but we've had big players. You know what I mean? It's just Spurs. We'd say we are still the top 6 of English clubs. You know what I mean? It's still
the tradition of the club's not going to help him day to day, is it? He's still got to work with Daniel Levy every day.
But he's still going to get paid more at us than he is at Leicester. It's a more high profile job. You do
find them
better players.
They do have that draw. Yeah. The London clubs do have that draw regarding.
Oh, well, you're living in London. We're gonna, you know what I mean? Players want to come to London. It's an area that's always players don't mind coming to London. But when you say Leicester, where's that? Like, you know what I mean? If you a player come from board and you're gonna live in Leicester, no matter how much money you got, there ain't no Hakkasan in Leicester. So it ain't the same, is it?
But recent history, Leicester have won a Premier League. What have we done?
We say?
Recent history, Leicester have won a Premier League. Everyone in Europe, everyone on the road sat up and watched that.
There's no buzz around Leicester, is it?
Sadly, though, with football, it's not all about what's on the pitch. If you see recently, there's I see, was it Anthony Martial's wife was saying, she come out and said something about she likes Real Madrid and she really hopes her husband gets to play there soon. And the people were replying saying he's only scored 4 league goals this season. I don't think he's going to be going anytime soon. But you think if you've got your wife next to you with kids and they're saying, well, where do you want to go? Madrid or London or Leicester? There is that little bit of a draw to it. And when you got the wife on the side saying, oh, where are we going to live? What house are we going to go look at?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, all the money in the world you can have a lovely house, but if you got to drive 30 minutes down the road just to go and pop out to the shops or pop out somewhere, it's a bit of or see your friends. It's it does take a toll on things like that. Makes decisions a little bit harder for players.
So I just Googled it, and Brendan Rodgers is on £10 million at Leicester.
What, a season?
Yeah. And we were paying Jose 15. Are we going to give Brendan the same?
What's Klopp on?
I don't know how reliable this report is, but it says 7.5.
What, so Rodgers was 3rd highest paid manager in the Prem?
Yeah, behind Guardiola, who's on 20 million, and Mourinho, who's on 15 million.
And then it was Rodgers?
Yeah. That's
crazy. Why not? Why? Well, you'll see. Maybe if he wins the FA Cup with Leicester, then say goodbye, you know what I mean?
And then again, he's got Champions League sort of forward to next year.
Yeah, but that's just, come on. We know Leicester ain't going to win it. Like, or, you know what I mean? You want to progress in your life. You want to have a CV that says, I've managed here, I've done, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and yeah, so it'll be interesting. We'll see what happens. But obviously, I would like Rodgers. I'm still 50-50. But like Ross said, if they're waiting until after the FA Cup to announce something, then just yeah. Because there hasn't been, like you said, there hasn't been over man. Levy would have snapped up probably someone by now. You know what I mean? Or got a more closer. So you're right. Maybe he's waiting for Rodgers. So
because Allegri's still at work, there's not been much rumours about him.
Yeah, so just have to wait and see how our season ends. And
they've bought themselves some time by announcing Mason to the end of the year. They've bought themselves that month or so where no one's really going to be pressuring them to put a manager in place.
Yeah, but
when it gets to the end of
the season to get cut off.
Well, hopefully, I hope they do. I'm going to renew regardless. I keep threatening, I'm not going to renew, but they're not. I hope they announce it before then, but it's not really going to change my mind anyway. I'm going to be back at Spurs next season, regardless who we got in place. So
who you got in place next year? Because Paul might not be there.
No, I don't know. Yes.
If I renewed under Mourinho, chances are I renew under Mason or whoever. So what's everyone saying about? We've been linked quite heavily with Graham Potter this week.
Potter. The only Potter I want linked with our club is Harry Potter, mate. That's about it. I don't want no Graham Potter.
His magic wand.
Trust me.
Apparently, Alistair Gold was saying a lot of the players like Brighton style of football, and they'd be happy if he came in. And personally, I can't see it. I can't see Harry Kane being happy under stealing Brighton's manager.
He'll get a nosebleed, Gary Potter, being our manager, mate. There'll be too much pressure for him. I'm not interested in Gary. It wasn't. See, I didn't even got his name right. Graham Potter. I'm saying Gary. I don't want nothing to do with Potter, mate.
Yeah, there's not. It's not really exciting, is it? I'll probably be emailing Spurs saying, "Are we going to get a reduction on our season ticket fees or something like that?" Because it don't exactly fill you with hope. And I want to get back in the stadium. First game of the season, sun is shining.
Yeah, what has he done? What has Potter done in his career?
Brighton played half decent football. That's about it, isn't it? He's kept them up, I guess.
I heard Yeovil play good football. What's
Eddie Howe ever done? And when Arsenal were looking for a manager for Arteta, he was heavily linked with Arsenal.
Who? Potter?
No, Eddie Howe. What's he ever done?
But how at Bournemouth took them from League, I think, when in League Two, Ross, and brought them all
Yeah,
the
they
way
were the old Division 3, League 2, all the way up.
and playing good football and were on a budget. He actually messed up for actually starting to buy these expensive players that they didn't need.
Yeah, they started spending money, and that's
all of them they didn't need them, and just went a bit wrong. But Eddie Howe.
So would you take Eddie Howe?
No, not now. You know what I mean? It's like
he's been out for a while.
You can't. The thing is, we've got like Jose Mourinho is one of the most high-profile managers in the world. We can't go from Mourinho to Eddie Howe empire. No offense, but it's just not.
Yeah, it's a bit of a bit of high to low kind of thing.
Yeah,
it seems a step backwards.
Yeah,
going that way.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so it's interesting.
What's your thoughts on Kane and all the rumours about him saying he might want to move in the summer? And I've never heard this before. In our years of being Tottenham fans, Harry Kane's always been the loyal guy that we don't have to worry about. But this year, I'm slightly a bit worried.
The way I'm feeling at the moment, I'm not worried really, because once again, like most of the players that are at Spurs, all the top ones, they've done their time there. They've done all they can do. If they're going to constantly be let down by the same board and chairman, there's not much you can do. Like if he goes, you'll be upset, obviously, because where are we ever going to get another Harry Kane again in the next? You probably get them once a lifetime at your club, who's come through like that. But he deserves to go. If he goes and we get good money for him, he deserves to go, because what is there to hang around for? Especially if we bring in
Tottenham post Harry Kane.
Of course. But would you, being Harry Kane, you deserve the opportunity to go to a club which is going to match your ambitions. And we never, let's be honest, we got to a Champions League final, but we've never matched his ambitions, because our ambitions are we'll spend on the cheap and we'll get Poch to work something up, work a bit of magic. We've never actually said, right, let's go and be ambitious and go and win a league. Let's go and win a Champions. Let's go and win the trophy. It's always, we'll see what we can do.
And Paul, you should be used to our players leaving now. This is the thing. From young, we saw it with Sheringham, Judas down the road, Carrick, Berbatov, Bell, Modric.
Yeah,
everyone. So as soon as we Carl Walker even.
Yeah.
So, and like Ross said, Kane's done his seasons. It's not like he's done 2 seasons and dipped. He's at, 28, I think, this summer. The guy wants, I saw an interview on Sky, he was saying about winning trophies, but he didn't say winning at Spurs. He just said the team trophy.
What I mean, though.
I was that interview, I was like, I was like, hold on. He didn't say winning it with Spurs. He said team trophies. He goes, he's happy with the individual trophies, but he wants some team trophies. So, but all I know, if he does leave, he ain't selling him for cheap.
Yeah,
I don't think as a club we're going to benefit from that.
Huh?
I don't think as a club we're going to benefit from that, because you saw when Gareth Bale went, who did we buy? Apart from Ericsson and maybe Chadley, who I quite liked, I'm not sure. Was the other players really a success at Tottenham?
None.
Really, no. 7 players.
Harry Kane now. In the next 4 or 5 seasons, are Spurs challenging for the league? No.
But if I said to you on Poch's first day, in the next 2-3 years, are we going to be finishing 2nd and 3rd? We would have said no. So I think maybe Harry's waiting for the manager to be announced.
No, but Kane was young then.
Harry just broke through then. He wasn't really he isn't the guy that he is now.
But for him, he knows now. If he doesn't leave now, then it's, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, because a couple of years down the line, no one's coming in with that big money, which Levy is going to want. So it's kind of now or never for both individuals and the club.
Is what, 32? He's still banging goals and he'd still come
I think he's like 33 now. He's getting on a bit.
Yeah, but
he'd
Paul,
still come on 80 million.
Would they sell him? And would a club pay the money required to buy him? There's only Ronaldo, which is like got to the age and he demands a top dollar kind of thing. I don't really think that, like, say Kane stays with us another year or 2, clubs will be coming in for him saying, and he has another injury here or there, which he tends to get every year. I don't think the likes of Man City would be going in there offering over 100 million, which Levy will want.
Especially when you've got Haaland and Mbappe, who are still young. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm
Kane
hoping
now
City
is,
go for Haaland.
you've got to think, Benzema, Aguero, Lewandowski, Suarez, they're all 33 now. They're up. Who's the only two strikers that well football the same age now is probably Lukaku and Kane at that 28, you know, that age.
Yeah.
And everyone
They
else
were
is a bit
popping
behind, you know
goals.
what I mean? So Kane, they know in the next 2 years when them bigger strikers are done, Kane will be 30 in his prime. You know what I mean? This is his prime now. He's got 5 seasons, 6 seasons left in him, really, like top seasons. So do you want to spend them at Spurs or do you want to be a big club?
Well, I want him to spend at Spurs, but I think he might be starting to look elsewhere.
Yeah. But especially if you think them next 4 or 5 seasons are going to be more of the same, because he sees everything from inside the club. So he knows what's gone on behind the scenes. So if Levy is not back in the side, them players are going to start. Danny Rose said it ages ago. What are the club actually doing to improve the squad? They're buying players which none of them have heard of. So they must all have that feeling.
We went 2 windows without signing a player. I still can't believe that. 2 transfer windows without a signing.
Yeah.
You got to
and
think that's
Poch had a bad beginning of the season, and people blamed him and wondered why. That's the thing that pissed me off at the time.
The proof is in the pudding with the subject we're talking about. When Gap named all them players, what have they all got in common? They leave Spurs, they win everything. They win everything they're in. The Champions Leagues, they win all of them. Premier Leagues, they win everything. Then everything there is to win.
Yeah, like how many?
And then we get
Kyle Walker on now. Probably 3, 4.
It's mad.
4 or 5 years.
Yeah, and if Walker wins Champions League, he would have left Spurs and won every single trophy available.
Carrick has literally won everything. Berbatov has won everything. Sheringham literally won everything.
Bell
These players
4 Champions League. Modric, same.
So Kane is in that caliber, probably even a bigger caliber, where he could go and win everything. Wherever he goes, I would back him to win everything.
Yeah,
if he was in the squad, but it's whether he decides it's his time to go.
Think if he went Man City in that squad, the league's sewn up already. It'd just be, can we win Champions League with come on, De Bruyne feeding him crosses, Foden, you know what I mean? He'd be scoring goals for fun in that team.
He'd be attacking for 70% of the game rather than defending for 70% of it. It's like it's a whole different ball game with him. Different than bigger clubs.
And they wouldn't just double up on him because they'd have everyone else to worry about as well. Mahrez, Sterling. So he'd get more space and more credit. Yeah, so like I said, I think if he leaves, it might not be this summer, but he's gonna leave eventually.
Yeah. Good luck to him. I wish him all the best when he does go. It's going to be a sad day, but you can't hold on to players like that which are constantly performing week in, week out, and
he's never moaned either.
Yeah, he's been a proper professional, proper loyal player for that club. So you can't hold him there. We can't hold him no longer if he does want to go. It'd be sad. But I think we're gonna wrap it up there. We've depressed ourselves enough with Spurs for this week. And hopefully we get next game be a bit more positive.
Yeah, cool.
All right, yep. After 3 points with Wolves.
After Spurs.